Well, any given Tuesday, any given day, anything can happen. And today we have Coach Brady Gregor with us, the head men's golf coach of the High Point Panthers. Welcome to another edition of High Point Hello. I'm Kevin McMahon. I'm joined by my good friend, BG Brady. Thanks for joining us. A new father, by the way. Congratulations.
Boom. Thank you. Happy to be here. Happy to be anywhere. Here on any given Tuesday, that's pretty much anywhere the High Point Sprinter van wants to pull over these days. Be live from the studio, so very excited. And yes, you're correct. We welcomed a beautiful baby boy into this world on May 2nd, and it's definitely changed my life forever.
And you and your son just enjoyed his first round of golf not too long ago. Is that right?
That's right. Took him for 9 holes out at one of our home courses, High Point Country Club, Emerywood. So got to push him in the stroller. I can report back that the stroller does not roll, even though it's got the 4-wheel drive wheels on it. It's in the thick rough. It doesn't really go quite as good. So keep it in the fairway when you take a little man out to play.
How'd he shoot?
He didn't make a bogey. He didn't make a birdie. So I would say that's even par for him. But it is cool. Shout out to our AD Hauser right here. If y'all can see, he's actually already pretty sure this isn't a violation, but if you can see, he's got Lucas national letter of intent for 2038, 2039. So AD Hauser doing his part to kind of lock him down early and help us forge forward. So love to see that.
Drew Sanchez? No, we'll call you back. We'll give him a call back. I can't believe that's a thing. That's incredible.
Yeah, that's a cool gift, and it'll be definitely in my office. So he's keeping it unsigned right now. I've talked to him over with him. So obviously you'd love to follow in Dad's footsteps and be a High Point Panther. But he's also keeping his options open, don't want to commit too early.
He's got time. He's got time.
He's got time.
Not a lot, but he's got a little bit of time to think about it.
You got a little bit of time. I'm sure it'll fly by.
So, what I know you've been busy with the new baby. Before we get into the season and kind of, High Point Golf's future, what are some things you were doing during the quarantine?
So pretty much the real boss around here, my wife, she had me locked down pretty good as soon as all the COVID stuff happened, just with an infant newborn on the way. So got to spend a lot of time with her. Like I said, from that standpoint and family wise, it was a little bit of a blessing in disguise. So really helping take care of her. And then once Lucas got here, we were full go, taking care of him. And so that's kind of been what we've been doing during this time. And obviously staying is in touch with the recruits as we can during this dead period. So a little bit of downtime, but I think that time gave me at least a time to refresh, find out what I want to do program-wise, goals, and things that we can kind of alter. So time with the family and definitely a little reset for myself mentally, and I think the program and we're going to benefit from it for sure.
And Birdie Club members, they're pretty familiar about what you guys did in the fall. You did a good job of keeping everybody up to date, but we can talk a little bit about your spring. And we were talking right before we turned on the red light here that you guys were feeling good and feeling pretty hot, especially coming off the second place finish of the concession. You guys were feeling good.
Right on. We I challenged the team this spring just kind of for consistency, because we had a very roller coaster fall, if you will, as in we had some tournaments where we finished at the top where we expected to be, but we had some where we didn't quite play to where we needed to. So just consistency is what we're looking for. And I think they rose to that challenge. We didn't finish outside of 4th all spring and topped it off with a big second place finish at probably the hardest golf course I've definitely ever coached at. So it was an exciting spring, and hate to see the momentum die down like it did, but it gives the young guys something to look forward and come back to.
You never, want the season to end early. No one even knew that was a possibility until, everything happened. But if you could plan it, hindsight being 2020, kind of looking at the glass half full, maybe a moral victory. But if you have to have the season end, a second place finish against a very talented field, that at least gives you something positive to build off of if you have to stay off the golf course for 6 months, right?
Absolutely. We that field consisted of South Florida, who I think ended the season inside the top 30, 2 Big Ten teams, Michigan State, Ohio State. So some teams that are up there at the top every year, and we went head-to-head with them, and we finished second in the tournament. We also had an individual win the whole event. So definitely held our own down there in Florida on a really tough golf course, and it just showed me we were catching our stride. And come spring, conference, and regionals, we were really looking like we could have competed with anyone and had a chance to go win that conference championship. So but I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason. So we'll definitely make good on this next year.
But as you mentioned, you did have an individual winner there. That was Brendan MacDougall, who, had 4 great years with you guys and has made some other plans to be a grad transfer at Nevada, but a great career at High Point. And I know he's a guy who means a whole lot to you.
Yeah, definitely thankful for what Brendan did to this program. He came in, and technically he did spend 4 years with us. So shown a lot of growth over the 4 years, and he definitely left High Point as the best player to come through if you just go off ranking and stats and records that he now has in our record book. He's definitely the most accomplished player to come through High Point in any era. So sad to see him go, but thankful for everything he did. But I will say, with this little half semester left hanging out there that he did not finish, there's some younger guys currently on this team that he's kind of left the door open for, especially with that extra year of eligibility, that I think have a real good shot of gunning him down, and they're going to shoot for that. So he's atop the leaderboard right now, but give it a couple years, we'll see what that still looks like.
So that leads me beautifully into my next question. You're a professional. So, of course, you leave the door wide open for me to help tee this one up for you beautifully. How excited are you for the future? And maybe this is a chance for you to name every guy, but who are some guys, that you're really excited for that in that spring, right after the concession, they were really looking like they were about to hit their peak?
Yeah, I would say underclassmen-wise, Brandon Einstein and Adam Hooker, they actually played in every event for us as sophomores and really anchored our lineup. So you look for them to return in even better form. So when you lose a player like we did in MacDougall, how does a team cover that up? You kind of ask yourself as a coach, and it's just as important on the back end as it is the front end. Obviously, you never want to lose a 72 scoring average, but as long as everyone in the lineup plays a shot better each round or just a little bit better, you can easily clear that up and keep going and with the momentum. It's not the first time we've lost a player like that for personal reasons. So I just want these guys to see, like, look at the direction we're going, and all these guys care about each other. There's definitely a good brotherhood. So we're looking to get back out here and get right after it. And I don't think with COVID we'll be taking any steps back. We have 2 great players actually returning for that extra year eligibility. Alec Weary and RJ Bartolomucci have been blessed and have the opportunity from the school to return and finish kind of what they started 4 years ago. And loyalty is huge in our program, and I think it says a lot about those 2 individuals to come back and make one more run at a conference championship that we set the goal out from the second I walked in the locker room 3.5 years ago. So, yeah, a lot of young talent. Also with the Corona redshirt year, if you will, we've got five freshmen, technically. The 3 that were freshmen this year, we got 2 joining them in Grady Newton and William Phipps. So going to be an exciting year, going to have a lot of depth in the lineup, and we're going to let the guys play for it, and who wants it every week are going to be the ones out there traveling for us and representing your High Point Panthers next fall.
Well, I, for one, wasn't ready to say goodbye to Moochie Maine, so I'm glad he's coming back.
Moochie Maine.
So now another question. You said there's opportunity to rise through the ranks. Who has the best hair on the team now, and why is it you?
Well, if we would have had this call halfway through April, I definitely would have taken the reins. I had one of the best mullets that you could have going, but like I mentioned earlier, the boss here likes to keep it cleaned up around the house. So definitely had to let that title go. Newcomer, Christian Castillo out of Texas. Been seeing some snaps of his. He looks like he's letting his hair go, so he might bring the flow back with him. Sleeper note on best flow, I'm going to go kind of an alternative route because he does have such curly hair. I'm going to say Drew Weary. If he can bring the heat, keep growing, maybe throw a visor on top, go with a little Chia Pet look, he could bring home the title next year. So definitely up for grabs. That's something we need to follow. We need a between two T's moment to go back and recap. The Canadians, though, far and far have had the flow game, taking it back to shout out Emil Menard back in his flow, and then Brendan MacDougall. So we have actually no internationals, all Americans on the team for this year. So somebody's going to have to step up in a big way.
That's right. Last question for me, and then we'll go back to you, see if you have anything else. But what are you most looking forward to for next year, this upcoming season?
Yeah, I think right now, just being thankful for a season is trying to what I'm mentally getting to. And I think talking to a lot of friends and coaches in the industry, I think this time away is just really worn on a lot of coaches mentally. So me being very positive is I just want to have a season. And I think right now, I think everyone's taking the appropriate steps, and I think we're definitely going to be able to get out there and compete. It's been hard with golf being a sport that you can socially distance in, and so my guys actually have been able to play pretty much ever since they got out and been outside in that. So it's different in our sport. You got to look at the athletics as a whole. But right now, I mean, my mindset is we're going to go compete, and our goal is going to be top 4 to top 2 in every tournament. We've got guys that have been in this program 4+ years now, and so they know what's expected of them. They know what I expect, and we're definitely going to go compete. But first and foremost, we're going to be thankful to be out there, and I think it'll bring a refreshing joy to be thankful what we get to go do every day. And jokingly, I say with the guys, but it's true. We get to do what people work their whole life to do, and that's play golf every day. So hopefully we can bring that mindset to the course next year.
Well, Coach, always great to talk to you. Great stuff as always. Anything I missed? Anything you want to add?
No, I would just say thank you for everything you do, Kevin, a.k.a. Boom. But, I mean, one of the biggest letdowns for me is, man, not being able to get that sweet old Bill's pulled pork nachos that you and I sneaked up to get. So look forward to getting back in the office and doing that as soon as this third wave of employees gets to come back to High Point. So pencil me in somewhere on your calendar, and we got a date at Sweet Old Bill's coming up.
Oh, and they're ready. I heard a rumor that they're going to be ready for us. So I know they're going to be ready.
All right.
All right.
Thanks,
Coach. Appreciate it.
All right. Roll point.
That's right.